Welcome to Divination with your host, Louisa Brown. Get deep into divination and learn the true old ways. From crystal balls to tarot and much more, only on Divination.
Hello. Oh, it's just gone really dark. Why is my screen gone really dark? It's gone off. My screen's just gone off. Am I still live? Are we on? It says I'm live. Don't know why my screen just went blank then.
Yeah, you're still live, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, still fine.
Yeah, it's just weird how it just went dark and then turned off. We'll see if it does that again. How it just went dark and then turned off. Right. We'll see if it does. Alright. See, it's been a couple of minutes. How is everybody this evening? No, like you're chewing that really loudly. Can we just hang on, puppy? Puppy, let's just move it elsewhere. I'll shoot off with it. Oh. Okay. Well, at least it's staying on this time. It's just strange what it did then. Don't know why. Right then. I shall begin. So, thank you for joining me. This week I am looking at mirror divination. You see I've got a mirror set up behind me. I've also got a couple of bits of bobs on my table here, just where you can't see. I've also got my trustworthy notes. Like I say at the beginning of all of these videos that I do, I'm not an expert. This is just me reading out my research that I've got. Hi Jeanette. Hi Charles. And are you posting as the other dimension, Ben?
Yeah, I'm going to watch through stream now because I can't see everyone's comments.
Okay. Right. Yeah, hope everybody's well. Hope you had a nice day. It's been nice and sunny for a change. Actually warm. So, right, I shall begin. Right, so we'll start off by looking a little bit of the history behind the mirror divination. So, mirror scrying is an evolved form of water scrying. Early mirrors were made from polished copper, brass, tin. Tim? Who's Tim? Why has Ben come on?
Sorry.
Hi, honey. Oh dear.
Sorry, having a bit of technical difficulty here.
Yeah, Ben and technology. Hi there. Right, where was I? Yeah, early mirrors are made from polished copper, brass, tin, marcasite, obsidian, and polished silver. Polished silver was the best for reflectiveness, but tarnished quickly, and was favoured by the Romans. They also used obsidian mirrors, but apparently these weren't very popular because of the shadowy reflections. Hello, puppy. Now, before we're going to go further, we can't talk about mirror scrying without mentioning the most famous person in history for this, Dr. John Dee. Trusty printouts. There we go. So there he is. Did I get the right one? Yeah. Just double checking that. So yeah, there he is. Yeah, he was born in 1527 and died in 1608. And he was an astrologer and personal advisor to Queen Elizabeth I. Sorry, the puppy's just doing something. Anyway, Ben can deal with that. Do you hope to increase the political power of Elizabeth by using angelic help? For scrying, he used either a small globe of rock crystal or an obsidian mirror, and he enlisted the help of Edward Kelly, as Kelly was more open to visions and messages from the angels than Dee. Now I've got a picture, here we are, of John Dee's actual scrying mirror, front and back, made of obsidian. And here is Ben's. Look at the reflection on that, you can see the camera really clearly. That's Ben's. Made of obsidian. And I've got a slightly smaller one. Still just as good. Look at that. For their scrying, the crystal mirror was placed within a golden frame, and this was rested on a seal called the sigillium ameth, that was engraved into a beeswax disc. The angel Uriel gave explicit instructions about the exact size and shape of this sigil. He said it was to be made of perfect wax, 9 inches in diameter and more than 27 inches in circumference, and in thickness between 1 1/4 inches and 1.5 inches. The actual sigillium ameth used by Dee and Kelly has survived to the present day and is kept at the British Museum, along with Dee's other magical tools. Its front design consists of an interlocking pentagram within a circle, surrounded by a heptagon, surrounded by an interlocking heptagram, surrounded by a still larger heptagon, surrounded by a circle divided into 40 parts. The whole is inscribed with many names of angels, letters, numbers, and small crosses. On the underside of the wax seal is a circle A circle cross is engraved with letters of the Kabbalistic names of God, AGLA, written in the angles. Yeah, you've all got that. Don't worry if not. Got a picture. Because it is a bit confusing when you read it. So, this is the actual one that's in the British Museum. There we go. The actual wax disc. And here is a actual printout of it. You can go online and Google it and you'll see it clearly with all the different bits and bobs that's in it. Yeah. Yeah. It's worth looking up because it is interesting. I know you can't really see it in the detail on the screen. But yeah, I still find it interesting that both the mirror and the wax, like I say, at the British Museum. I've not been to see it, but I shall do at some point because, you know, places like that are interesting. What else we got here? So, after doing all that, with guidance from the angel Uriel on the wax, you then place that in the middle. Which one? Eyeball built. In the middle of the scrying table. Like with the wax sigil, the angels gave explicit directions for the table. They said it was to be made from sweetwood and 2 cubits, which is around 36 inches in all dimensions. Sweetwood is another name for the laurel tree. Its top was embellished with a border of Enochian letters. A magic square of 12 Enochian letters occupied the centre of the table. Around it is an irregular hexagram that extends to the letter border. And here I have, hi Kathy, printout of his table. Just ignore these bits at the moment. I will explain what these other bits are in a minute, but that's the basic of it. The scrying table was draped with a white silk cloth that hung so low it almost touched the floor. The sigillium ameth was put on the white cloth in the middle of the table, over the magic square of letters. On top of the wax seal was a linen cloth of changeable, like iridescence, we think that they mean, colour that hung over the sides of the table and had 4 tassels, one at each corner. It was necessary to hide the sigil under the cloth because, as Uriel told Dee, the seal is not to be looked upon without great reverence and devotion. The scrying crystal mirror was then put in its golden base on top of the wax, or sometimes a silk cushion was used. Arranged around the central square on the table were 7 talismans, known as the ensigns of creation. The angels informed Dee that these might either be inscribed on purified tin or painted directly onto the surface of the table, and Dee painted them onto the table. They were equally spaced in a circle so that they formed the points of a heptagram. Each of these pertained to a different astrological planet and its hierarchy of spirits. Starting at the top and going clockwise around the table, this is what I was on about with these bits. Going clockwise, and it's probably backwards too, around the table. You have the ensign of Venus, then the Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn, and the Moon. The scrying table itself was placed in the middle of a red silk cloth 6-foot square. Each leg was placed on a hollow disc of sweetwood, which had a small wax seal inside. Uriel told Dee, within the hollow spheres, or discs, thy seals may be kept unperished. 1 month is all for the use thereof. It is said that the scryer should sit facing east. Dee always opened each session with a prayer to ensure that the angels who appeared to Kelly would be angels of light. Can you all hear the dog chewing on a thing? Because it's really loud to me. Go away. Take it somewhere else, Nala. No. I love you, little puppy, but just go further away. No, not back towards the camera. Oh dear. Oh. Now we've just got Ben running around. You can probably see him in the mirror there. Bobbing around. Oh, there he is. I know, she's very happy. Oh no, she dropped it.
Pop is here and happy.
Pop dropped the bone. Hi Matt, you alright? When Ben's finished chasing the dog around. Oh dear. Right, so we'll carry on. Moving on. If you want to have a go at the scrying yourself, you don't need the elaborate setup like Dee. She's back again next to the camera with her chew. Oh my gosh. She's so proud of it. It's a new one she got today. Yeah, you don't need the elaborate setup like Dee, at least definitely not in the beginning. So we'll go on now to choosing the mirror. Any type of mirror can be used for scrying. It doesn't have to be big. A hand mirror will be fine. The only time you may prefer to use a large mirror is if you are wanting to use it as a kind of astral doorway. It is said that mirrors are linked to the moon, and the majority of mirrors are backed with silver, the lunar material. Some people would prefer to use a round mirror so its shape matches that of a full moon. It is generally recommended to use an old mirror, as they seem to work better than a brand new one. One theory for this is that for years and years, an old mirror will have reflected many images. With that in mind, an antique or charity shop will be a good place to look for a scrying mirror, but you need to be careful. So these are my notes that I did from when I originally did this show, like on the other channel. And now I've put on that if you didn't watch Occult History last Sunday, on the other dimension, give it a watch as to why you should take care. Now that was an episode that we did towards the beginning of the year. It's probably when we've mentioned about a mirror having an attachment and it had been bought second hand, and Ben was going over the dangers of that, and yeah, a case that had happened linked to it. Any questions? Ask Ben. No, you can put any questions up, it's fine. Where was that? Anyway, you may find a mirror that you like the look out of, but it has a bit of tarnishing. This is fine and won't affect the use of the mirror. The most important thing is that it feels right to you. Right, so as you can see behind me, I've got a mirror. I will change the angle in a bit. Yeah, that's one that I like to use for scrying. It's had certain things drawn on the back to basically so that the user has control of it rather than just anything coming through or anything like that. We don't want anything bad to happen. Yeah, as you've already seen, we've also got these obsidian ones. Ben's big one, my little one. And then also that I've stolen off Ben to show you, which, you know, he doesn't mind. It's fine.
Stolen things.
I stole your hexagon one. Yes, Ben has a special hexagonal mirror. It's slightly like raised. Try to find the word then to describe it. Hi David, you alright? So anyway, the purpose of this one is that its points obviously draw into the circle. What's she chewing on? Is she chewing on a toy around there? Okay, I'll just check. Yeah, so it kind of centralizes the energy of this. Right. She's happy, okay. Black mirrors. We'll have a look at them next. Some people may want to experiment with a black mirror. The advantage of using a black mirror is that it reflects less light and is supposed to therefore show less distractions. This is supposed to draw your awareness into the mirror. The point of mirror scrying is that you're not wanting reflections but visions, and using a black mirror is supposed to be better for this purpose. So if you're wanting to try using a black mirror, you don't have to necessarily go and buy one of these because cost prices. If you're just wanting to do basic scrying into one and nothing else that these can be used for, then you can make your own. Hi Christina. So can be a bit fun. So yeah, the easiest thing to do is, if you want to make your own, is to get a picture frame. You want to take the glass out and paint one side of the glass with black enamel. It might take a few coats of paint to get a good black on the glass, and you'd want to leave it a couple of days to make sure it's completely dry before putting it back into the frame. When you put it back into the frame, make sure the glass side is facing outwards. I have seen online that someone did suggest you can try using a black ceramic wall tile. Apparently that works just as well, which it should if you really think about it, because it's reflective and it's black. There we go. What we got in there? You know the old saying for us ladies, what's yours is yours. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Ben agrees. As I mentioned, the use of black mirrors is centuries old. Dr. John Dee used a black mirror made from obsidian, which is volcanic glass. Dee's mirror was brought from Mexico to Europe between 1527 and 1530 after Hernando Cortez's conquest of the region. Mirrors were used by Aztec priests to conjure visions and make prophecies. They were connected with the, oh no, sorry, forgot that I'd written this word on. Try to pronounce it.
Sure.
What?
Sure.
Do you want to have a go? No. Right. Excuse my very bad mispronunciation of this. They were connected with Tezcatlipoca. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. God of obsidian and sorcery, whose name can be translated from the Nahuatl. Can't even say this now. People Nahuatl, sorry, language as smoking mirror. Okay. Another traditional material for mirror is jet. It has a natural electrical property that makes it desirable for scrying. Right. Ways. What?
Right.
Right. Ben, you're not helping, you're just distracting now. You're supposed to help. Now the cat's meowing.
What
was
was
just-
my
I thought it was outside.
Christmas food?
He's got food. He wants different food. It's fine. Ben's on it. Yeah, so far, the cat and the dog still do not get on.
Go.
The cat still stalks the dog, and the dog wants to play with the cat. A mobile phone, when switched off, makes for a good spy mate. Yes, it does, because it has the same principle of qualities, doesn't it? That it kind of minimises other reflections, and it's got darkness to it. Right, if we just ignore what's going off over there, and we'll carry on. Ways of use. You have seen on people's investigations that you can use mirrors for transfiguration purposes. If you set mirrors up, if you set a mirror up with the candles in front, then you have someone sit in front of these and stare into the mirror. The idea is that the spirits will either show themselves in the mirror or manipulate the person's image to change the reflection to that of their own. Okay. I've got to do a demonstration now, but I'll do that. We'll do that after. We'll do that at the end. When using a black mirror, though, the idea is different. You are not wanting to see a reflection, so you don't need to have it facing you. Just have it flat on a table. You want to imagine that the surface is liquid, and you are looking down into a deep pool. You should start to see clouds of colour appear. It is when you get one particular colour or movement that you should look at the meaning. I'll go through some general colours and movements as set down in thought forms by Annie Besant and C.W. Leadbeater, published in 1901, and Crystal Gazing and Clairvoyance by John Melville in 1896. So, you're looking, could just have it like just in front of you, and you're just staring into it. The idea is you have it in such a position that nothing else. One second. Oh dear, right, it's fine. Oh, the cat is just destroying the other room. Oh dear. Yeah. So you just staring into it, like looking into a pool of water. I'm going to put a light on a second. It's suddenly getting quite dark here. Don't mind me. Oh gosh, I'm doing light. It's got a bit better. That's a bit better. I was starting to disappear into darkness a bit, wasn't I? Anyway, where was I? Yeah, going through the colours, but if you're staring into it, you might start to see. So, white is good, yellow is for intellect, orange, ambition, red is anger, but depending on the shade, it can be love. Green is desire, blue, devotion, purple, health, brown, materialism, grey, sorrow, and black, evil. It's worth saying that these are general. However, depending on the shade of the colour, with more in-depth meaning to what you're seeing. If anyone is interested in the meanings of the shades of the colours, you send a message to the page and I will send the info to you. Yeah, so just look briefly at what the colours of the clouds represent, but what about the movements of the clouds? See, the colour represents one thing, but a movement can also add to the description of what to be seeing. Melville says that things appearing on the left side are real, and things appearing on the right side are symbolic. So it says that if you have clouds forming on the left, it's material matters and manifestations. If you have clouds forming on the right, it's to do with ideas, insights, and spiritual matters. If the clouds are moving from left to right, it's the approach of spirits or beginnings. And if the clouds are moving from right to left, it's the withdrawal of spirits or endings. If the clouds are rising, it's revelation, affirmation, or yes. Clouds falling is concealment and negation or no. So you can kind of like ask a question. Usually on my show, the pup is good. She's usually asleep. She seems to have it on her tonight. She's just playing up. And the cat's not helping. Right. So yeah, if you're asking like a question or thinking about a certain situation that's in your life, and you want to do a bit of scrying into your mirror, you want to think of your question first and then start gazing, and then depending on the colour of the clouds that form and the movement of the clouds, put it together and just hopefully get your answer. That we got to net, please. Colours will be nice to know. That's no problem. You causing troubles. Okay, so the idea of mirror scrying is that you're wanting to look through the glass. You ask specific questions with your mind while watching from the clouds. This is just what I've said, isn't it really? As you progress with your mirror scrying, you may be able to eventually see more detailed images and hear voices. As you start to see images, you don't want to focus on them and force them to becoming clearer, because this won't work. You just want to ignore it and continue to stare deep into the mirror, and then slowly the images should come to you. Right, that's the talking part. Gonna have a drink because my throat's gone dry. And what I'm going to do now is going to use this mirror here. Going to do a little bit of work with that. We'll see if anyone wants to either show themselves as a reflection behind me, or show themselves just in the mirror, or if they want to do a bit of transfiguration and change my image. Obviously, this one we can do. The scrying into the black mirror, I'll just be sat here staring into this and you won't really see anything, and it'd be pretty boring. Except for me. See what happens. So, we are going to just shuffle around. It's going to move that table out of the way. Going to move the drink out of the way. Right. Just bear with me while I move this. I think having it over here is at the last side. Moving. Oh, I've got my wire tangled on my tripod now. Such a professional, aren't I? Right. Let me just try and get this set up. See, last time, it's my first time doing this one with screen now. Everything seems really far away. Oh, Ben, you've got your bike seat down here. Yeah, it's in my way. Right, oh dear. I did polish that mirror before, to be honest. Didn't polish it very well, did I? Ben, can you go grab me some polish, please? And something to polish it with, because now I've got this on it, it really doesn't look very clean. And we don't want it to be affected. In the front down here. You can see I've got the mirror, I've got some candles just set up in front.
Let's take care of you.
Oh yeah, it was fine. Oh, I've got a puppy here as well.
Use the puppy to clean it.
I'm not using the puppy to clean it. I think the puppy wants to help, but no, sweetie, I'm not playing a game. You are a cute little pup. I nearly have to polish as well. Right.
That's my call. It's been used on mine.
Ben, if you're going to use my furniture polish on your bike, at least buy me some more furniture polish. Because we're nearly out now. Here's me. I'm going to end up pushing the TV off the back of the table, aren't I? Yeah. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. So, here we have an exciting episode of Divination where I'm polishing a mirror.
I'll turn it back saving while I'm cooking.
Yeah, that was funny. Alright, the middle candle's just gone out as well. That is moving forward. Is that moving forward? Is that staying where it is? I think that'll do. How's that looking? Looking alright. Lou, I'm getting a man around you. His name is Thomas. What am I looking for? I'm looking for in the one the boys got. What's the dog doing there?
Yeah, some of the boys.
Yeah, we've got a boy called Thomas here.
Wait, get off your cage.
Oh, that's a bit long. I'm fine.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
They're not so good.
right. Let me just. Ben,
Yes.
can you sort this so that it looks right? Because I'm trying to move it and trying to see where I'm going.
Yeah, that's
Is
right.
that all right?
Yeah.
Does that look okay?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Are we all happy there?
Oh, good. I feel like it's all too far away.
Stop being a pain. Rockish.
Does it look all right on your screen though?
I have no idea. Even with the dog.
Right.
Dana, get your nose out of the treat pack. We don't run from all these tissues.
The screen on StreamYard is really tiny. I can't really see.
Yeah, you look fine.
Okay. Right. So let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
I do not have enough room around here.
That look better, however.
Right, how does that look off camera? Oh, my middle one's gone out again. The wick's too low.
That's fine. You're fine. Oh,
Now, the funny thing is, when you're doing this, obviously the person who's doing it, they'll see something different, possibly to like the audience. But put in any comments of what you're seeing or what you're feeling. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me. Like when I did this, I always seem to feel like I get an older male coming through. Where are my candles? Can comment, honey.
That's not good to absolutely. What if everybody else they find I've got access to one step. The face is changed with that.
Hmm. Hello, puppy. Yeah, you try and join in, sweetie. Go on.
Shut up, Nala. Shut up. Blue's face looks like a mask, no reflection of the camera. That's fun. Nala, shut up. No one's here.
Come on, you're thirsty now. I'll just do it a couple minutes more. because now I keep seeing well, there's a couple of faces that kept coming through to me, and towards the end there, like one of the main ones was I'm presuming one of the young boys. He had sort of like sandy fair hair, sort of a bit like jaggedy around the fringe kind of area and down there. Yeah. The other one I had was like an older guy coming through, must be about 50s or 60s, but he seemed to have like hair longer, kind of sort of like mine. But again, his was a lighter colour, a bit weird. And actually, you know what? I'm going to leave that there. Oh, I could be there all night just staring at the mirror. What we got? Let me just scooch around here. Have a look. What comments? Oh, I know, I've got quite a few comments. Scrolly, up. Bear with me, guys. We'll go for so head on their eyes going puffy. Which face looks like a mask being reflected kind of light. Going thicker eyebrows, nose. Dead hair staying high, looking older. Cheekbones look thicker. Lou, right on top of your head, I can see an outline of face. Flash to the right, white outline. Above lips gone darker. Hey. Male face. Could be for a stamp. Almost looks like a face was more covered around her head like a nun. As her forehead should be covered. 3 faces and figures, one tall, 2 small. Right. But yeah, I'll just appear in this way. Oh, hang on. Let's move the candles. Don't step by to my head. That'd be a good end to the show, wouldn't it? What do you feel when you look in the mirror? Oh, let me just squeeze it around a second and get a bit more comfortable. Oh, ow. Kind of squished into a tight spot here. So let me scroll again. So when I was looking into the mirror, what's the puppy doing? There you go, she's worked it out. Yeah, it's weird because yeah, it's strange staring at yourself. It's like staring into my right eye in the mirror. And I thought, oh, I'll switch over and stare into the left eye. And it's strange because the left eye didn't feel like it was my eye. It felt like I was looking into somebody else's eye. I don't know. So that felt a bit uncomfortable. So I was happy looking into the right eye than the left. After a bit, I started to be able to see my aura as well. So that was interesting. I can feel strong energy around you. Probably, yeah. Yeah, and so I was staring in, and it's just weird how sort of like you see like parts of your face sort of changing. And yeah, and like the longer I did it, more like towards the end, how I was started to see like it was coming through faces more clearly. Hopefully that was the spirits and not just my imagination. But yeah, it's definitely worth a go. yeah, definitely worth give it a go. Probably I'd say set a timer, because you could just be sat there doing that for ages and kind of lose track of time. So yeah, I could see you going deeper. Yeah, it's probably not that interesting for you guys to watch me just stare into the mirror unless you can see anything happening yourselves, which is interesting. But yeah, you kind of want to do it, want to see faces come through more, and then it's sort of weird because it kind of fogs over. But yeah, like I say, definitely recommend it. That's what these my divination lights are all about. I'll give you a bit of history and background onto forms of divination. Might do a little experiment myself, but it's all about getting you lot to try it as well, with a bit more understanding behind it sometimes. So yeah, give that a try. Get a black mirror. Give that a try. Again, set a timer. You don't want to be there for too long. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Oh, hang on, I missed a bit. 1 second. Do you have yellow in your aura? A good friend of mine, a medium, he gave me an aura reading, and I've got a bit of a rainbow effect happening. I saw it as well. Oh, hang on, where's my comment gone? Sorry, it just jumped then. Bear with me. I enjoy the feeling as I get drawn in. I always wonder if ourselves doing it. Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely fun to do. But yeah, good busy packing for tomorrow. Oh, you going away? Are you going away? I think I saw a comment saying that you're going away. Yeah. I hope you have a nice trip. Where are you going? Pop up. Let us know where you're going. But yeah, what else have we got to announce onto the official business of the other dimension? Yeah, I'm losing track of days. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday, and we're doing the main show. Yes, got a special guest on. It's pretty much a year since she was last on, actually. So that'll be good. And then Saturday. Yeah, but you and Damon, you're on a next show as well, aren't you? And then we're out with Supernatural UK after that. Christina's going on a cruise. That sounds nice. Oh, and Tracy shared. Thank you, Tracy. I was just thinking, because obviously, I know you guys put photos up of up in Edinburgh a year ago. That was good. Makes me want to go away again. Yeah, and then Sunday you do your show on Sunday, Ben?
We're doing about superstitions.
Oh, it's going to carry on about superstitions. Oh, why not?
Show.
That's fair enough. So yeah, starting at Holyhead, Wales, and working our way down south. That sounds good. Imagine that'd be more than a couple of days. I told Jenny I'll be on my cruise. That's all right, Christina. Yes, I'll be meeting you. Hope not so for see you again. Yeah, we'll have to arrange something sooner. Definitely. You know, year's a long time. Need more fun and adventures. Right. I'm going to leave you all now. Hope you have an enjoyable rest of the evening today, and hopefully see you all tomorrow. Okay. Thank you for joining me. There we go.